Hello, welcome back to the trading series. Today's going to be a bit different as I'm going to go through the basics of trading and make it as understandable to new traders as possible. So let's start off with the requirements for trading. Some basic requirements for trading are you need to be level 15 and you need 25 gold to enter the trading guild. And there's a 15 gold trading fee per trade. Keep that in mind because the lower value trades you do, the more you lose on the trading fee. Okay, so one of, if not the biggest things to becoming a successful trader is understanding supply and demand. Basically, what that means is what type of items and stats do the majority of the Dark and Darker player base desire, and how much of these items are there already going around the market. For example, if we take a look at what the trading channels look like at the moment, we can see a clear difference in the numbers from the get-go. Fighters being one of the more simpler but also a very versatile class, being able to wield things like the crossbow makes it a very popular class, which results in more items going around in the trade market, basically. Same goes for Rogue, also incredibly popular due to their massive cheese potential and high solo playability. So most of the time you want to purchase items that have high demand on them, usually being items for Fighter and Rogue, for example. Keeping track of what type of weapons and armor people desire is crucial. Buying an item with what seems to be very good stats might seem like a good deal to you, while in reality you've just made a massive loss because of the fact that the weapon that the stats are on is undesirable. So keeping track of what items are, so to speak, meta or just straight up popular is very important. I'm going to show you a list of the most popular weapons for the 5 most popular classes as of recording this. The last 3 classes will not be included due to inconsistency in item flipping, and I'm not going to read through them all because there's quite a few, but feel free to pause it at the moment or skip ahead if you feel like you already know. Okay, so now that we've gone over most of the items, except for ores, which I will go over a little later, let's start focusing on stats. Understanding what type of stats that matter the most is incredibly important. Considering there are over 40 different stats in Dark and Darker, I'm going to be focusing and showing only the ones that are profitable. So once again, feel free to pause it at a moment or skip ahead if you feel like you already know this. Okay, so now I've shown you both the good weapons and the good stats. So basically now your job is to combine the good stats and a good popular weapon and find it for a good price. I can't tell you really what the prices straight out are because prices change every now and then. They pretty much change every day. So a good tip to know prices is to scout the trading channels and get a good grip of what certain items are worth, basically. Okay, so let's go a little bit more in depth into cloaks. Cloaks are usually always a good flip if you get a decent price for one, but they can be a pain to sell. So you want to be pretty careful when buying cloaks, so you don't buy a cloak for every single penny that you have, and then having a bunch of downtime, not being able to buy any more items while only trying to sell items. The most popular cloaks as of this moment are Tattered Cloak and Adventurer's Cloak, for good reason, because they have the most popular stats, which is strength and agility. But every once in a while, a good price for a Splendid Cloak or a Radiant Cloak comes up with some good magic stats that could be a good bargain. Okay, so jewelry. Jewelry is my personal favorite type of item to flip, especially rings, and they are for the most part of my main source of income. The most popular and desirable rings are Courage rings and Ring of Quickness, with basically any type of physical damage or plus all attribute stats attached to them. Pendants are also flippable, such as the Ox pendant and the Fox pendant. Again, most desired when they have physical or plus all attribute stats. Ores and ingots. This is a bit of a funky one. Uh, Ingots can be flipped for profit, usually ruby silver ingots. To do so, you probably have to have at least a couple thousand because they are very expensive, and they're usually a very hard bargain due to bad margins. So I would not recommend it if you do not have a lot of money. If you do have a lot of money and can find good prices, then yeah, go ahead. Okay, so let's jump into some actual trading footage. I'm gonna start off with some rings. As I said, they're my favorite. This guy wanted 150 for his courage ring. And now why do I buy this ring? It has physical damage, strength, and projectile reduction, which is very good. 150, that's very good. Another ring here for 150. He said he wants 150, and I'm all for it. Again, if we take a look at this ring, it has physical damage and strength. Okay, so now my goal is to get 300 for each ring. But what do? I say they're 350 each, but you can get both for 600. I make people think that they are getting the bargain while I'm still getting the price I want. But instead, this guy actually wanted to pay 350 for one of the rings, so I'm not complaining. And bam, 300 for the other ring in the span of basically 5 minutes. And here we have, I'm in the Rogue trade chat right now, basically to show you that you can do this with anything. So I bought some boots for 50 gold, and I sold them for 120. They have plus 2 physical damage, which rogues really like, so that's easy money. Okay, so that's basically gonna be the video. I'm gonna have to wrap it up here, but before I do, I want to make a conclusion and go through some valid points that you should keep in mind when trading. People want physical damage stats. People want damage. People do not need regular interaction speed or magic resist or any of that bullshit. They want damage. Buy damage items. Be patient when looking for good deals. Good deals are hard to come by, especially really good deals, but in the meantime, make the most out of it and try and get some smaller deals. Make people think they are getting the bargain and not you. What I mean by that is what I showed you earlier. I wanted to sell my rings for 300, but I typed 350 each or both for 600. So you make them think that they're getting the bargain. Don't buy something for every single penny unless you know you can sell it rather quick. Don't get stuck in the loop of buying something and then not being able to sell it and not being able to buy other items in the meantime. Know the trade market, scout the prices, get an understanding of what items are worth so you know if the item you're buying is gonna make profit. And that's basically it. I could rabble on about this for an hour, um, but I think it's better to keep it rather short and at least rather simple. So that's gonna be it. Thank you for watching. Happy trading, and I'll see you guys. Peace.